matchup. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Don Criqui with Ahmad Rashad. Early as the season is, Coach Chuck Knox of the Seahawks looks on this as a must game. His team is already 2 games behind Denver in the AFC West. Coach Knox thinks this is a big test, Ahmad.
Not only a big test, he said that, you know, it comes a time in every player's life that you got to be tested. This is not a quiz. This is a midterm. And the thing that really bothers him is that his lack of intensity for his team last week. All Chuck Knox teams, win or lose, they go out there and they put foot and helmet on you, and they haven't done that the last 2 games.
Well, in losing their first 2 games to Philadelphia and to Phoenix, the Seattle Seahawks have not led 1 time, and they really think they've got to get those runners going, start to control the game early.
You know, they have a ball control offense, and the problem is that they want to go to John L. Williams. But in order to spring John L. Williams, they got to get a good game out of Kurt Warner. And I talked to Kurt before the game. He is ready to go.
In New England, there always seems to be a quarterback controversy. Right now, Tony Eason is the coach's choice. He'll start. Veteran Steve Grogan is the player's choice. The veterans like him in there. And Doug Flutie's the people's choice. So it goes on and on. They're never happy with the QB here.
You know, the thing about it is Tony Eason, and to his credit, has not really played a lot the last couple of years. The thing is that he's only going to get better the more that he plays. But the fans here in Foxborough do not have that patience to wait on Tony Eason. They want him to be good right now. And what happens is then they start cheering for Doug Flutie. I talked to Doug earlier before the game, and Doug said last week, he was standing on the sideline, and all the fans behind him kept saying, "Put yourself in, Doug. We'll support you."
Well, he can't do that, but before long, Doug Flutie could be in. It could be today. He took a lot of snaps in practice this week, got a lot more work time. There is Raymond Berry now in his 5th year as the head coach of the New England Patriots. Of course, he took this team to the Super Bowl 1 year when they were destroyed by the Chicago Bears. Chuck Knox bringing the Seahawks in, pleased with the weather. A season ago, when Coach Knox brought his Seahawks in on game day, it turned into a disaster. Temperatures with the chill factor in the teens, and Seattle lost that day 13-7. Kickoff downfield to Seattle. And coming down with the ball is James Jefferson, and he takes it to about the 16-yard line. Good play on special teams as Mosey Tutupu, a veteran for New England, makes the stop. There was a 17-yard return. There is the offensive line. Ron Natus is back in at left tackle now after his summer-long holdout. They had started rookie Andy Heck. Kurt Warner is the starting runner with John L. Williams, so they go to their wide receiver flow. Tommy Kane and Paul Scansey will come in the Seahawk lineup, and they'll be in that formation a lot. Krieg with a pitch back. John L. Williams is struck hard. Johnny Rembert, number 52. A tough inside backer from Clemson makes the hit. And there's a loss of a yard on the play. New England's defense, hurt by injuries, starts Sims, Goad, and Brent Williams in at right end for the pass rusher Garen Veras, who's out for the year. The linebackers, you saw Rembert make the hit. Lawrence McGrew in for All-Pro Andre Tippett, who's out for the season. And they make their changes on the pass defense with Hurst and Coleman, 2 rookies coming in. Gary Jeter comes in as the designated pass rusher. 2nd down and about 11. Lewis Clark in motion. And the give is straight up the middle to Kurt Warner on a slant. He gets only to about the original line of scrimmage. As again, the Patriots shoot the gap. That time it was inside linebacker Ed Reynolds. Now Tommy Kane comes in as an extra wide receiver as the Seahawks are faced with 3rd and long yardage.
You see, Don, the Seahawks come right out trying to establish that run, going to John L. Williams and Kurt Warner. That's what their offense is all about.
Load up now in the shotgun. 3rd down and 9. And the ball takes off. Krieg throwing into a gusting wind. It could be up to 25 miles an hour as the afternoon wears on. Ball took off on him. He was going to Tommy Kane. And there was big pressure on the quarterback, Dave Krieg.
Here's the Dave. This is what the wind will do. As a receiver, you really have to watch the ball. Because of the wind, it can take off on you like that. And that ball that Krieg just threw there just started to fade away.
Ruben Rodriguez is into punt now for Seattle. Irving Fryer, one of the best, is back deep for New England. Ball is very well hit into the wind. Driving Fryer back. He loses the ball and picks it up at the 28. He has a channel of blockers. Fires across the 40. And out to the 49-yard line.
Irving Fryer shipped a bone in his ankle early on, like last June. Told me yesterday that his speed is back. He can run about a 4.4, but give him a couple weeks, he'll be back down to 4.2.
Well, he returned that one 23 yards. As you look at the Patriots on offense, Robert Perryman, the fullback. And the extra wideout comes in at Cedric Jones, who's having a good season. Tony Eason at quarterback. First down and 10 as the Patriots have very good field position to start the game. They like to run the ball. The Patriots in 1988 were last in the NFL in passing, but had a 9-7 record based on their running game. But their best runner, John Stevens, is out, the second-year back. Defensively, the front seven for the Seahawks. In for the injured Brian Bosworth. Darren Como is playing inside linebacker. Vernon Maxwell starting on the right side. Some changes at the corners. Patrick Hunter's in on the right side for Jenkins. And then they go to their dime defense when the extra DBs come in. Jenkins will be in then along with James Jefferson and Paul Moyer. Wyman stays in as the lone backer. Second down and 8 for New England. End off to Dupard, playing with a bad shoulder, but good feet. He has the speed to pick up a first down. As he is down to the 39-yard line of the Seahawks, a 9-yard gain on the play. Cornerback Patrick Hunter knocked him down.
This is what speed can do for you. You see Dupard take this ball going off left tackle, sees that there's nothing inside, so he just breaks it outside, and now he turns on the speed. And Patrick Hunter has to come up and make the tackle. Those cornerbacks don't want to have to make too many tackles during the course of the game. That's not a good sign of good defense.
Now the speed got into the secondary and got a first down. And Reggie Dupard, a former #1 draft pick from SMU. Now score first quarter. Carryman, the big back from Michigan, cuts back and gets about 5. On a 1st and 10 play, he's taken down by one of the safeties, Nesby Glasgow. So the Patriots, who really wanted to gear up their running game, come out pounding the ball right at Seattle. Both these teams have had problems with their pass rush. Each team with only 1 sack so far this year, and each team has allowed 7 sacks.
Talking to George Dyer, the defensive line coach for the Seahawks, he was worried about Dupard. He said anytime a player comes in and takes the place of a great player, he usually has a great game.
Hand off to Dupard on second down. Dupard takes it ahead, very close to a first down. He'll be short of it on a second and 6 carry. He was knocked down by defensive end Jeff Bryant, number 77.
I agree with George Dyer, the defensive line coach, because players like Dupard, he wants to show that, hey, I'm a quality player too. Just give me a chance to play. John Stevens goes down, Dupard gets his chance, and then you see him just pounding it up there in the middle.
Here we go now, Ahmad, with 3rd down and 1 for New England. No score in the first quarter. Second back through. Over the top. Dupard. He didn't look like he got there. As the linebackers for Seattle fill very nicely. Darren Como and Dave Wyman, the inside backers, coming over the top, and they put a pop on Reggie Dupard short of the first down.
And this is just a little root hog here. Everybody firing out on the line. Everybody firing the other. And look at this shot at that's football there. Look at all them guys in the pile.
Root hog ball.
That's root hog football. Whoever gets the lowest usually wins.
3 tight ends now in the game for the Patriots. Lynn Duss, Marv Cook, and Eric Sievers. 4th down and less than a yard. Merriman. He's stuck hard, but he might have it. And where the linesman is running in him at, it looks like it's going to take a measurement. Seahawks think they stopped him.
Tony Woods, number 57, made a great play on that and stopping that play. And that's what the linebacker usually does. He keys on the running back. The linemen, they just fire out into each other, and the linebackers try to wait and see and time their jump the same time that back jumps and try to meet him at midair.
Okay, this is as close as it gets. If he gets it here, it's going to be by the nose of the ball. Too close to call. Darren Como shaken up. He's been making some big hits in there. Number 53. In for the injured Brian Bosworth, who has a shoulder injury that will keep him out at least 6 weeks.
There is no question that this game is going to be a physical
Seattle
match.
takes over the ball. It has been physical indeed so far, so the Patriots For the 9th time this year, go for it on 4th down. They've only converted twice.
There you see Tony Woods coming in there and making that stop.
So the Seahawks hold as New England drives it into the Seattle end, and now the Seahawks take over. A look at the 10-minute ticker. First score is backwards. Buffalo is leading Houston 3-0 on a Scott Norwood field goal. It is Buffalo leading Houston. San Francisco is leading Philadelphia 7-0. As we look at some games with no score yet, we'll update these scores for you. Buffalo on a 43-yard field goal by Norwood leading at Houston. Joe Montana to Jerry Rice for 68 yards. The 49ers lead the Eagles 7-0. As Kurt Warner turns the corner and is run out of bounds on a first down carry for very little yardage. Jim Bowman, who's starting at strong safety for injured Roland James. It's amazing the quality players that New England's lost in its defense, Ahmad. Garen Veras, the defensive end, is out. Andre Tippett out for the season, all-pro linebacker. Lepeta, cornerback of some excellence, he's out, and now the Bowman's in for Roland James.
And talking to their coaching staff, they say, we have players on this team. We don't have anybody that's going to be better in 3 years. All of our players got to play right now. So the guys that are filling in, they're ready to meet the challenge.
Yeah, they pride themselves on the quality of their backups at New England. Don't think they missed that much. And here on the 2nd down and 8 play, carries for very short yardage as Tim Goad, a tough nose tackle in his 2nd year from North Carolina, number 72, trotting off, makes the stick on Kurt Warner. Gary Jeter, the designated pass rusher now in Ahmad.
John, you know, it's a healthy attitude that the New England Patriots coaching staff have, because once these guys are gone, they're gone. You got to go with the people that you have, and they expect big things out of those replacements, even though some of these guys are all pro.
Seahawks have made only 4 of 24 3rd down attempts this year, Ahmad, as we now have 3rd down and a long 5 coming up. Long ball downfield, almost intercepted. Coming over was Maurice Hurst, number 37, a rookie cornerback that they think is going to be a standout. Had his hands on it as they were going to Tommy Kane deep. There's also a penalty marker down in the Seattle backfield. Could be a holding call, as referee Bob McElwee is going to tell us that now.
65, hands to the face. Penalty is declined.
Got the left guard, number 65, Edwin Bailey, on a hold. But the Patriots will take the play, an incomplete pass.
And Edwin Bailey is one of these guys that they don't have to worry about being ready to play. That ball, I think he was covered. If there's a guy in front of you and a guy behind you, I'd say the guy was covered.
Ball was there, but so was the coverage. And now for a second time, Ruben Rodriguez is into punt. It's a knuckleball that the wind catches, not very deep. It does take a Seattle bounce, though, and goes out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. They'll rule the ball down to the 32. So the 36-yard punt gives the ball back to the Patriots in the scoreless first quarter. Play in the first quarter. Beautiful day in Foxborough. Don Criqui with Ahmad Rashad. And the Patriots have the ball for a second time. If you joined us late, their first drive was downfield. They went for it on 4th and less than a yard and were stopped by the Seahawks. And a punt twice in their 2 possessions. Throw off the middle. Lynn Dawson, the tight end, takes it on a 1st and 10 play for a gain of 8 yards out to the Patriot 40. Knocked down on the play by Wyman and Como.
This is the kind of thing that Tony Eason wants to do, is get rid of that ball in a hurry. Here we're watching Jacob Green, number 79, and Rufus Porter also getting close to the quarterback. He's going to be close to the quarterback all day because he is so quick that the mismatch is the fact that he's running against a guy that weighs 280 pounds or 305 pounds at sometimes, and Porter's only 218, and he's extremely quick.
They've got power backs in. To Tupu, the up back, will probably block. Perriman's the 2nd back on 2nd down and 8. That's Perriman behind to Tupu, and he crashes ahead for what appears to be a 1st down. The Patriots could be down to 2 backs today very quickly, and those are the 2, Perriman and Tupu. Depard could go out. His shoulder's troubling him. Stevens is out. So is Marvin Allen. They're only playing with 3 to start the game.
Once again, we take a look at Jacob Green, number 78, and Rufus Porter, number 97. Rufus Porter is always close to the ball. I don't know how he plays in there at 218 pounds playing against those big old Winnebagos.
He is an exciting guy. Rufus Porter, number 97. And he'll be putting the heat on Tony Eason all day. Handoff, slashing run by Perriman, a power back, but he has the speed to break the long one. Nesby Glasgow, one of the safeties, came up to get him. But Perriman carries ahead now to the 48-yard line of Seattle.
This is the type of game plan that the New England Patriots want to do. Now here you see Perriman just pounding up the middle. See, if they can keep that ball and get a lot of positive yardage on the running game, then they don't have to come up and try to throw deep down the field. They want to just control the ball, keep the other team's offense off the field.
Second down and 1. Hand off to Tatupu. Maybe the best 8th-round draft choice any team has spent. Now in his 12th year out of Southern California, he's just been excellent in every area. Running the ball, catching it, blocking, and he's been the best special teams player in the history of this franchise. So the Patriots get the first down as Doug Flutie looks on from the sidelines, ready to go to work. They love him in New England. Former Heisman Trophy winner from Boston College.
If one thing he is very exciting. He turns everything up a notch when he gets a chance to play.
He does. He picks up the level of play, makes things happen. He's undersized, but he's won at every level. Blitz. Wyman on the blitz as Dupard turns wide, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line of the Seahawks. Patrick Hunter, number 23, ran him out. As again, we check the scoreboard. Pittsburgh, a leader. Bubby Brister threw to tight end Mike Malarkey for a touchdown. The underdog Steelers are up on the Vikings. Bears with a 3-point lead on Detroit. The Giants in a battle of unbeatens in the NFC. Up 14-0 on Phoenix. Alonzo Mitz, a man who bills himself as the Warriors, now into pass rush. Second down and 7. And Eason takes a deep look. Throws to Lynn Dawson, who's chopped by Rufus Porter. At the 35-yard line, it'll bring up third down and about 3.
Tony Eason is a ball control type quarterback. He likes to have those big, fast wide receivers run deep downfield and then sneak the tight end just underneath that coverage. There you see Lynn Dawson coming underneath the linebackers, catching the ball on the run and doing a fine job.
Extra wide receivers in the game now. Irving Fryer, Cedric Jones, Stanley Morgan, the 3-4 wideout formation. Hartley Dykes is also in the game. Dropping to throw now is Eason, and his pass is low. Is it caught? No, they rule it was turned out on the 1 hop. Sammy Martin went for the ball, came up with it, but he came up with it on the 1 hop.
Defensive coverage number 41, Eugene Robinson.
Good move on Tony Eason's part. He's taking a lot of heat for not getting rid of the ball, but here you see him stepping up in the pocket. He begins to run, but he's still looking for a receiver downfield.
Right in. 5 yards, first down.
Not a very good angle, you can't tell, but that referee has a great angle. He's looking right at it. Says the ball bounced.
And now on review, they rule he had it.
Well, maybe the referee didn't have such a good angle.
Somebody who did makes the ruling, and it now goes to the 30-yard line, so Martin got it just off the turf. And the Patriots keep their drive alive. First down and 10 at the Seahawks' 30-yard line. Eason hands off to Dupard, takes some hard hits, and gets ahead for maybe 2 yards to the 28-yard line. Alonzo Mitz was on the play, along with Rufus Porter and Dave Wyman. The Seahawk team came in with a game face on. They played an excellent final preseason game, beating San Francisco. Went to Philadelphia, and the knockout punch was put on Chuck Knox's team early, losing 31-7 to the Eagles. They were never in the game.
I guarantee you Chuck Knox is watching closely. If there's somebody out there that's not playing with total intensity, they'll be over on the sideline watching along with Chuck.
With 16 previous years as an NFL coach, he's had 11 playoff teams. Here's a long ball to the end zone, and just off the fingertips of super fast Irving Fryer, who is going one-on-one with the right side cornerback Patrick Hunter.
You always want to just take a shot downfield, see if you can maybe get one. And the thing is about Eason, he throws this ball so that only Irving Fry is the one that can catch it. This is just a straight fly pattern. Irving talking about that ankle where he's 4.4 speed. 2 weeks from now, he may have caught that ball. when he's down to 4.2.
Well, that money's weighing him down. He got that new contract. Knowing Irving, he's probably got a money belt on.
I said Irving, he is one of the best all-around athletes that I have ever seen at this level of football.
He's a knockout blocker to boot. Eason on 3rd down and 9 throws hard into the coverage and makes the connection down to the 17-yard line. Sammy Martin, the wide receiver from LSU, turns in on the defense and makes the play for a 13-yard gain.
Now you see Sammy Martin at the top of your screen. Cedric Jones, number 83, is clearing that area. And now here comes Sammy Martin. He stops right in that hole. And Eason throws it just enough so he doesn't have to come all the way across and get knocked out by 24 Jenkins. That's an excellent pattern and a very good throw by Eason. So the receiver did not have to come across the field.
Looked like he actually took it away. Jenkins was right there, but Martin got his hands on it and held on. So the Patriots keep their drive alive. They were behind quickly 14-0 to Miami here a week ago. In down deep, and here is a throw into the end zone, but it's a bit short, incomplete. Cedric Jones was the intended receiver, and Eason hears the boos as he misses an open receiver in the end zone.
Well, this has become quite a habit here with these fans. Anytime Eason, he can do no right.
He really, if he hits for the touchdown, they'll cheer him, but they'll quickly boom. This is the guy they want, Doug Flutie.
I talked to Doug before the game. I asked him, did he expect to play? He said no, unless Eason gets hurt. Those boos are not going to affect the decision in Raymond Berry's mind.
And that's who makes the change in pitchers. And now Eason on 2nd down and 10 dumps it off, and Lynn Dawson drops the ball in the open field at the 12-yard line. So the Patriots looking at their tight end a lot more today than they usually do. And Seattle's been doubling the wideouts.
Now, this is a very good play. Lynn Dawson just comes right out into the flat, and this is a ball. In order to keep a drive alive, you got a chance to score. There's so many things you can do once you catch that ball. But if you don't catch it, the only thing you can do is walk back to the huddle slowly.
Hit him in a bad place.
Yeah, hit him in the hands.
Eason now has thrown the ball 6 times, has completed 3 for 26 yards. We have 3:46 to play in the first quarter. There's no score. 3rd down and 10 Patriots. Long ball. Cedric Jones. Tipped away. Oh, that's a tough call. I think they might review that. Wayne Harper looked like he made a clean play on the ball, tipping it away. But the flag came in. That's a tough call. How did they going to reverse that? That looked like an excellent play from up here.
Once again, we see the play. We have Cedric Jones,
no foul.
And Wayne Harper,
no foul.
Going for the ball.
It looked like it was both. I see no harm, no foul there. I don't see any call.
They picked up the flag.
That just looked like a great play by Harper. He certainly played the ball.
The referee, Ahmad, overruled. They're not going to say anything, but they picked up the flag.
You know, that's good. I mean, it's nice that a referee can make a bad call and they can turn it around. I mean, it's tough to try to live with that.
Now, with the wind at the back of Greg Davis, the man you may have seen on the pregame show of the feature piece, place kicker from the Citadel, tries a field goal that he hits up and good. So the first points are on the board. The Patriots, who've moved the ball on both their possessions, finally get points on the second possession with 3:36 to play in the first quarter. They take a 3-0 lead on. The New England Patriots on the field goal by Davis have taken a 3-0 lead on Seattle. In the first quarter, the Patriots working with a gusting wind at their back. Now the Seahawks have their return men ready. James Jefferson is back deep. Here's the kick downfield. Jefferson goes into his end zone and takes it 5 yards deep and thinks the better of it. Downs the ball, and the Seahawks will have it 1st and 10 at their 20. This was an all-pro player in the Canadian Football League before joining Seattle. So Dave Krieg and the Seahawk offense comes out now for a third try. They haven't done the job, Ahmad, running the ball like they want to do.
They certainly haven't. And one thing they didn't want to do is fall behind in this game. They've done that by 3 points right off the bat. This is a very important drive. They must get points here, or else they fall right back into the habit that they've been in the last couple of weeks.
Have not moved the ball in 2 previous possessions. Krieg going to put it up. Here's a blitz against him. They pick it up, and he goes to his tight end, but can't make the connection to Robert Tyler, who caught the ball well against the Eagles. Krieg is 0 for 3 throwing the ball. Houston on Warren Moon's 1-yard touchdown run leads Buffalo now. Pittsburgh scored their quarter. Minnesota scored to tie Pittsburgh. Wade Wilson, the Vikings quarterback, on a 1-yard run. Second down arises. Second down and 10. Incomplete pass on first down makes it a tough play call as Krieg has to go up top again. Fires hard into the wind. Gets Kurt Warner. Defense is there to cut him down. Johnny Rembert, a hard-hitting backer, makes the play.
Anytime that you have a running back isolated on a linebacker, the running back should always win. Here you see Rembert, number 52. He's dropping back into his coverage area. Kurt Warner just stops a little bit to the outside. But what Rembert does by making his tackle, he makes it so that Warner can't cut back inside and put pressure on the rest of the defense. It's a great tackle by Rembert.
Third down and 6 arises. Krieg has to throw as he aligns in the shotgun. He's 18. Going deep. Turnout pattern. He makes the connection to Lewis Clark. What a play by the Seahawks. Lewis Clark with his 4th reception of the season, turning out on the cornerback for a 15-yard gain, and Seattle gets the first down.
And this is an excellent throw by David Krieg. He's looking for Lewis Clark the entire way. Clark runs about a 17-yard out ball. This ball's thrown right on the money. Great catch. Great possession catch right there.
Rod McSwain was victimized. He's the cornerback who's in for the injured Ronnie Lepet. So the Seahawks get the ball out to their 38-yard line. To the run, John L. Williams as the Patriots try to strip the ball. Tim Goad is the man who brought him down. A reminder to our viewers that we'll be selecting the Budweiser most valuable player for today's game at the conclusion of the game.
Second down, 6.
John L. Williams a year ago was the 3rd of the Seattle Seahawks offense. And they've just been having trouble getting him involved in the last couple of games.
Yep, they've gotten behind and had to throw. Had to come out of their game plan. They're a running team, the Seattle Seahawks. Krieg said we have to have the option to run and pass. You can't pass unless they know you can run it. And this time, Dave Krieg is swept under as they blitz the outside linebackers, Tim Jordan and Lawrence McGrew. Number 50 McGrew is the first to get him, a 9-year veteran from Southern California.
Here's another look at that pressure. See McGrew at the bottom end of your screen, number 50, just come right around and gets a hand on Krieg. Krieg has no time to even look downfield. And the best way to stop a passing offense is to sack the quarterback.
Now you know they're not going to put anything in.
That puts it into it right away.
Ron Mattis couldn't make the block on very fast Lawrence McGrew. So third down and about 16 comes up. Krieg steps in, throws a nice out to John L. Williams ahead of steam, and Williams crashes ahead. He'll be just short of a first down. On a third down and 16 play, he got 15 yards. Maybe more, but he's not going to have the first down where they have the ball spotted.
Now, when you talk about a smart player knowing where he is on the field, watch John L. Williams. He catches this little swing pass out here. Now, he knows where the first down marker is. He didn't try to put any moves down. He just lowers his shoulder and runs over Maurice Hurst, number 37.
Hurst really sacrificing his body, throwing it into power runner John L. Williams. But Chuck Knox is not going to gamble with the ball at his 48-yard line, less than a yard from a first down 3-0 in the first quarter. 1:04 to play in it. John L. Williams comes to the sideline. Ruben Rodriguez is in to punt for a third time. He's hit the ball well, as you've seen. It's been into the wind every time. Irving Fryer showing him a lot of respect. Fryer's back near his 10-yard line. Hard hit ball. The wind catches it again. Again, it takes a bit of a Seahawk bounce and goes out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So the Patriots, leading the game 3-0, are set to go on offense once again as Eason and the O team are ready to come out. 3-0 Patriots is the score in the first quarter here at Foxborough. Don Criqui with Ahmad Rashad. They are hitting hard, Ahmad. You're looking for that, but nobody, the Seattle Seahawks at least, aren't moving the ball yet.
No, they haven't done anything at all. And defensively, where it really takes a toll on them is the New England Patriots offensive line is so big that they're just powering out on this undersized Seattle defensive line, and that's something that they don't want to get into a game where they got to just stop the run all day. They got to stop these guys and make them throw.
And they didn't do it that time, as Mosey Tutupu, the oldest running back in the National Football League, takes the ball out across the 20-yard line. He's knocked down by Vernon Maxwell, starting back on the right side. I think now we're going to see turnovers, though. They're both hitting at that ball hard, looking to force the turnover. None yet. This could do it for the first quarter of play. Now we have an official timeout with 9 seconds to play in the first quarter, and the Patriots leading the Seahawks 3-0. A 35-yard field goal by Greg Davis, the only points of this game.
The way the Patriots ran the ball on everybody last year with John Stevens as the running back, the offensive line becomes extremely confident. They think they can run the ball on anybody when you've been as successful as they have in the past. And coming here against Seattle, just because of Seattle's front line, defensive front line, is just not very big, they feel like if they can put bodies on those guys, they can wear them down as the game goes.
Where Seattle, as you know, Ahmad, really had problems last week against Phoenix. Their zone defense was so soft. It was spread so deep. And the Cardinals just ran patterns over the middle to Roy Green. Got yardage all day long.
Another thing they were upset about was the fact that they weren't making a play on the ball. When you play zone defense, once the ball's in the air, you got to go to the ball like crazy, and they weren't doing that last week.
That was the thing. They said when ball's in the air, they've got to make the play on the ball and gamble a bit. They were concentrating too much on the receivers, and apparently they didn't have them covered well enough either. As the first quarter ends, the Patriots holding to a 3. These two teams met in the preseason. In August, they met at St. Louis. And in that game, the Patriots turned the ball over 3 times, but Seattle turned it over 5 times. And the Patriots won the game that night 17-12.
In the past, creating turnovers has been something that the Seattle Seahawks have taken a lot of pride in. They just haven't been able to do it this year.
That's been a problem. Sacks and turnovers, they've been on the short end, both these teams of their opposition. Robert Perryman on a second down carry. Second down and 4, takes the ball close to the 25-yard line. Joe Nash, the nose tackle, native New Englander from Boston College, makes the hit on 34, Robert Perryman. Victor Kayem, the owner of the Patriots, is the gentleman there having a hot dog. Sitting in the stands, there's been some... he bid for this stadium when he bought the team to also buy Sullivan Stadium. 2 other men outbid him, and there's been some disagreement over how much should be paid for the owner's box. So the owner's box is empty. Kayem won't pay what they're asking, so he's out there with the folks.
You get a better feel for the game out there. He's enjoying himself.
At least in September you do. Here's a pitch to Sammy Martin on 3rd down and 2, and Sammy's ahead for a first down.
You're right, Don. The premiums on that box will go up in about a month.
That temperature drops in New England, and it will do that. Another big play by Sammy Martin.
Just a little shot. You see Eason looking at him the entire way. Just a little stop pattern over the middle. And there's 2 receivers in the same area. Somebody ran the wrong route. You never want to have a passing attack where you got one receiver right behind the other. But if it works, maybe you go to it more.
And it worked. 1st and 10. Another throw, a drop ball as they tried to swing it out to Reggie Dupard. That was perfectly catchable. A drop, and it's 2nd down and 10.
The thing I like about Tony Eason, he maintains his poise. No matter what happens, if he's getting booed, if a guy drops a ball, he still has poise. He has turned into a leader on this team. They say that's the biggest difference from him now than in the past, that he is a genuine leader, and the quarterback has to be a leader.
It's the guy they have to rally around. They rallied around Flutie last year, then he was benched in the 15th game, and Eason came in. What a play. Cedric Jones way up, and he comes down with the ball. A 12-yard gain for a Patriot first down.
A great show of hands here by Cedric Jones. Watch this route. Cedric just runs a nice out ball. He turns the cornerback around, then breaks it to the sideline. The ball's pretty much on the money, but watch him go up and catch it with his hands. Great catch. Cedric Jones, from May until training camp, caught 400 balls a day on a ball machine. And right now, those 400 balls a day are starting to pay off just with this catch right here.
And he did that because he had some drops last year. He's a very diligent worker. Also was an excellent basketball player as a freshman at Duke. He was a point guard in the basketball team. Hard runs, and he's ahead, out close to the 44-yard line. Darren Como makes the stop.
New England wanted to be a ball control offense. That's what they're doing right now, controlling it.
That Ahmad is the owner's empty booth. Not only is it empty, but it's boarded up. Nobody going to be sneaking in there and seeing anything.
No, it'll be crowded about December.
Not by Victor, though, I don't think. There's the owner. He's going to work on those dogs, though. He's serious about that dog.
It's nice to see the owner out there with the guys, out with the people, getting that feeling, having one of them dogs.
Second down, a long 4, almost 5 yards as the carry is ahead to the 49-yard line. Robert Perryman ran the ball. Melvin Jenkins, one of the corners, made the tackle, along with Vernon Maxwell.
Defensively.
The more that these Patriots are able to run that ball and pound on that smaller, undersized defensive line, I think it starts to take a toll on these guys.
They got some big people. Via, the left tackle's over 300 pounds. Armstrong is close to 300, the right tackle. Sean Farrell and Paul Fairchild are the guards. Mike Babb, the center. First down, Eason takes a deep look, goes over the middle, and makes the connection to a rookie tight end. Marv Cook, third-round draft choice from Iowa, makes the play. Como tackles him, but the gain is down to the 45-yard line. A gain of 5 yards on the play.
Tony Eason is a ball control quarterback. He doesn't really like to take the big chances. He'd much rather, he takes a peek downfield, but it's much easier to just throw this ball to the tight end who's up underneath the linebackers. When you have fast outside receivers, the linebackers have to take a fast drop to try to get back in those passing lanes. When they do that, it opens up the area underneath for the tight end.
Eason on second down, long 4, throws it to Cook. They talk about his good hands, and he demonstrates them on consecutive plays as he has the ball down to the 42-yard line, very close to a first down, just short of it. Nesby Glasgow made the hit.
And here you see Cook just releasing and coming underneath the linebackers. And I'm telling you, the reason that this guy is able to get open and these tight ends on those little short routes is because they have the New England Patriots have so much tremendous speed at the outside spots that you got to get back and try to stop those 15, 17-yard routes.
Fryer, one of the wideouts, one of the fastest players in the NFL, and Stanley Morgan, still one of the best deep threats. Perryman, the second back on third and less than a yard. Might not have gotten there as the linesman comes in to mark the spot. Joe Nash, the nose tackle, slipping the block to make the tackle. You remember on fourth and less than a yard, the Seahawks held in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is another one of those root hog plays. Look at them rooting. They're all low, and everybody's firing in there. That nice, big old, nice football pile. And they come up short.
One thing that's quite apparent, Ahmad, that emotion's back in the Seahawk defense. There's the defensive coordinator, Catlin. Bobby Greer, the running back coach, signaling for his team to call a timeout.
That's the only signal I can understand when they that T. I know what that means. All those other ones, they throw me off. Now, this is the brain trust over here, right? The way they call the plays. If it's a running play, it's Bobby Greer. If it's a passing play, it's Steve Grogan.
And then it's signaled in by Grogan. Well, we got a full conference call going on this one now. They don't want to blow another fourth down play. Last week, the bag of tricks of Raymond Berry blew up in the Patriots' face. Early in the game, trailing 7-0 against Miami, they tried a fake punt
Look for the Emerald Water Club.
Pass play was incomplete.
The Water Club, the ultimate defense against career emergencies.
Now, Grogan, wait, I made a mistake. Grogan does not call the passing play. Richard Wood calls the passing play. Bobby Greer calls the running play, and Grogan signals it in. And
Grogan also gets involved in the play calls, I think, Ahmad. They talk to him a lot. Wood's the QB coach.
Grogan almost plays the role as a player coach.
Yeah, he does.
He really knows
If he had retired, they say he would be the quarterback coach now.
This week's issue features
But he's now in his 15th year. Number 14, Steve Grogan. So here comes the play. As for a second time today, the Patriots, who hold a 3-0 lead, are going to go for it on 4th down. 4th down and less than a yard. This is the 11th play of this drive. Only score of the game, a 36-yard field goal by New England's Greg Davis in the first quarter. Patriots working into a gusting wind. Goal line defense by Seattle. Hand off to Depard, and if he got there, he did it by the nose of the ball. Seahawks are fighting for the football. They think they have it. They do. The Seahawks take the ball away. So twice on 4th down, Seattle holds. Not only on this play do they hold, they take the ball away. Vernon Maxwell came up with the ball. He took it away from Depard.
Here we see it once again. Depard just trying to bang in over the right tackle. He gets caught up in a lot of hands. He's trying to put the ball over to try to make it the first down. At that point, he loses it. That's where it's picked up by Vernon Maxwell.
Vernon Maxwell. Tremendous play for the Seattle defense. Now let's see if this can ignite the Seahawk offense. Krieg is 3 for 6 for 34 yards. His connection forced that out pattern a bit ago. For the first down, he had some trouble early, was 0 for 3. Now he's gotten hot. Here's another connection as he makes the play out to the 48-yard line. But the gain is only 2 yards. He got Kurt Warner coming out of the backfield. Krieg, a 10-year veteran from Milton College.
Here you see Krieg, and Kurt Warner, you see him at the right side of your screen, just releases out and tries to run this route on Johnny Rimbert. The thing about a route like this, you got to run it deep enough that you get more than 2 yards. You got to get about 6 or 7 out of that.
You see what the Seahawks did on their earlier possessions, all ending up with punts by Ruben Rodriguez. Now on 2nd down and 8. Here's a hard throw downfield. Nice play. Brian Blades comes back at the ball, makes a first down reception for the Seahawks. The second-year receiver from Miami of Florida, who caught 9 last week for 146 yards against Phoenix, makes an excellent play on a low-thrown ball right where Krieg had to put it to elude the defense.
And this is just a curl route by Blades, number 89, right at the bottom of your screen. Watch him turn. Now, here's the important part. He starts running back towards the ball. He runs away from those defenders. That's the way you make a completed pass. Brian Blades says that his hero growing up was Lynn Swan. Lynn was right there.
John L. Williams turns the corner and dives inside the 30-yard line. Williams is down to the 27, and the Seahawks appear to have another first down. An 11-yard gain on the play. Kurt Warner had a big block on this, Ahmad.
Kurt Warner out in front. Watch him take down the linebacker right here. And then here comes John L. Williams. John L. Williams, once he starts going forward, boy, he's one of them either-or backs. Either he fakes you out or he runs over you.
Did indeed takeaway by Vernon Maxwell, getting the ball back on 4th down. As spurred on, the Seahawk offense is now on 1st down and 10. Krieg has time into the end zone. Man's open. Touchdown to Lewis Clark. And the Seahawks take the lead. 3 plays. Bang, bang, bang. The final one for 27 yards and the go-ahead touchdown. Coach Knox well pleased as Krieg throws his 5th scoring pass of the season.
David Krieg told us before the game that he wants to try to isolate his wide receivers on the corner and take advantage of those safeties playing up too close. Number 28 there, Jim Bowman, is playing a little bit too shallow, enables the receiver to get behind him, and that's what creates that touchdown.
Jeff Kemp is the holder. Norm Johnson, one of the best, is in to try the point after. which he knocks up and through. And with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the first half, the Seattle Seahawks convert a turnover 3 plays later into the go-ahead touchdown. The Seattle Seahawks on the 27-yard touchdown throw from Dave Krieg. Lewis Clark now lead this game, and they lead for the first time this season. 7-3. 4 plays, 55 yards, 134 elapsed. Sammy Martin and Rodney Rice are back deep now for New England. High spinning kick. Martin will take it 4 yards deep and is counseled by Rice to down the ball. Patriots will go on offense at their 20, first down and 10. So Clark catches the TD pass to give Seattle the lead. Seattle, after taking the lead on a 27-yard scoring pass, and now New England's offense comes out. Seattle up 7-3 with 8:10 left to play in the first half. John Criqui with Ahmad Rashad. Patriots go to the power game, and again the gang-tackling Seahawks shut it down for a short gain. Ozzie Tatupu got ahead. Joe Nash was the first to hit him, 72, the nose tackle.
Now let's take a look at that touchdown play. David Krieg told me earlier that he wants to key this man right here. If he sneaks up here trying to play the run, they think they can take this wide receiver, seal him off, and bring him behind that guy. And watch what happens to number 28, Jim Bowman, right at the start of the play. See, he's taking a little bit of time in the middle, then he gets back a little bit flat. Lewis Clark behind him, easy touchdown.
Just like they draw it up, Eason 7 for 12 for New England for 52 yards. He now has second down and 7 coming up. Ball on the 23-yard line. Back to the run. Again, they try the left side of the Seattle defense. Jeff Bryant came across on the right side, made the tackle, number 77. So now the passing down comes up, third down and almost 4. Patriots working here into that gusting wind. You were down the field about it. It's picking up a little bit, it looks like.
It really is. You know, right down on the field you can't tell, but about 10, 15 feet above the field is where it affects all the passing. That's where it starts to gust a little bit. So as long as they can throw little short passes, the wind shouldn't bother them. When they try to throw the ball 10, 15 yards down the field, you got to put a little height on the ball, and that's when it become a problem.
See the 4 wideouts on the field as Eason is set up in the shotgun. Rush coming hard. Eason on the run. He can take it himself, but he throws downfield, and it's incomplete. He could have run for the first. That's why the boos. He had an open channel. He could have run for the first down and maybe another 10 yards easily. But he tried to go deep to Stanley Morgan, who he hit for 3 touchdown passes in 1 game here at Foxborough against Seattle 3 years ago.
Eason can hear these boos, but I don't think that they're affecting him. I think you've heard him so many times that he's just trying to keep his whole focus right here on this football game. There's nothing really he can do. If you made a mistake, you got to get over it.
That was a mistake. He had an open channel to run for the first down, and now the Patriots punt the ball into the wind. A high punt. James Jefferson, he's good at it, starts to run it back, looking for a channel, and then he's sealed off and knocked out of the 41-yard line. But the Seahawk offense, which took it into the end zone its last possession, is ready to go to work. 6 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the first half. Don Criqui with Ahmad Rashad at halftime. Bob Costas and O.J. Simpson at NFL Live. The scores and the highlights of Sunday number 3, and a profile of the man you're looking at, Derek Fenner, first-year running back for the Seattle Seahawks, and his life story is indeed a long and involved route to the NFL. Pitch back. Kurt Warner on first down. Free ball. The Patriots can't get to it. Mike Wilson with a good block at right tackle. Game clock down to 6:13 to play. Bills leading Houston on 2 Scott Norwood field goals. And the touchdown throw by Kelly. Eagles extend their lead over San Francisco now to 12-7. Vikings and the underdog Steelers tied up in the second quarter.
Second down.
Game clock starts up with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first half. Second down and 9 is arising for Dave Krieg and the Seahawks at their 42-yard line. Warner, not much there as the Patriots seal it off. Goad, the nose tackle, came over. Also on the play was Brent Williams.
Defensively, credit Brent.
There's the special teams coach about Rusty Tillman.
Yeah, Rusty Tillman trying to tell those guys to try to get some kind of a turnover. You know, they've done that as good as about anybody else in the league the last 4 or 5 years. He wants to get them started again. And I'm sure he's telling them, now I want you to start.
They really hunt the ball, the Seahawks. Their sack total was way down last year. Had only 30 sacks and only 1 in the first 2 games. They've none today so far. They do have a turnover. It's 4 plays later they turn into a touchdown. Go-ahead touchdown. Here's Dave Krieg. He's got some room to go. Dave Krieg has a first down and more, diving down to the 43-yard line of the Patriots. A 13-yard run by David Krieg, and the Seahawks keep the drive alive.
David Krieg is a gunslinger quarterback. He comes to play. He's going to try to beat you any way he can. Here he looks down the field. He can't find anybody to throw it to. He just tucks that ball in his arm and takes off going looking for that first down. He is really a gutsy quarterback, a great leader. I'd say that's his strength. He can lead his football team.
Play a sharp contrast to the one earlier where Eason elected not to run and threw into double coverage on 3rd down. They didn't get it. Williams on first down, running behind the right side. John L. Williams is the guards. Bailey and Millard get out in front of him, and he takes it down to the 36-yard line.
That's John L. Williams. Boy, he brings it. I'm telling you, they're all them defensive backs. They hate to see him break the line of scrimmage because they know he's looking up somebody. You know, it's like, yes, come tackle me if you can, if you dare.
He's run it 4 times today.
4 times, 20 yards. Not a bad yards per carry.
He's going to get it a lot more. He's the up back in the I set. Warner the back. They go to Kurt Warner. He breaks it. Warner running hard, and all of a sudden the Seahawk offense, which was getting beaten at the line of scrimmage, has taken over the front line and is pushing back New England. The carry by Kurt Warner, first down.
When you have 2 great running backs like the Seattle Seahawks do, it gets catchy. One guy makes a great run, the other guy wants to make a great run. All of a sudden, they're both, you sort of compete with each other, but in a good way.
It's a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. Many of you see the Raiders and the Denver Broncos go at it at Mile High. Some will see the Jets play the Dolphins at Miami. Seahawks leading 7-3, second quarter, go to the air. Swing pass goes to John L. Williams. Boom, he takes out a corner. Rod McSwain is left in the dust. An 8-yard gain, and the ball is ahead to the 22-yard line. And now with the wind at their back, the Seahawks well within field goal range. They want more than that.
Yeah, John Williams, this is what he does so well. He likes to swing out here and catch this ball going forward. Catches the ball, now he's looking for somebody. And where's McSwain? He just discards him and looks for the next guy. You don't want to make a living as a cornerback trying to tackle guys like John L. Williams.
Craig's hot now, Ahmad.
Last 7 attempts, he's really hot.
Did all 7 of the last. Here is a handoff going on 2nd down and 2, and Kurt Warner takes it over the top and appears to have another first down for Seattle.
I had a long talk with Kurt Warner last night, and he said that he felt like he was taking a little bit of pressure, but he's had a bad knee. He had a total knee reconstruction a couple of years ago, and then this year he comes back in and he had to get the knee scoped again. And anytime that happens, no matter how you feel physically, mentally, you're off just a little bit. He said his vision is not the way it used to be. He's getting tunnel vision, and he needs to play a lot more and carry the ball a lot more so that he can see where he wants to run the ball.
Well, right now, Kurt Warner with a limp, but Dave Krieg and the Seattle offense starting to move the ball well. It is interesting, Ahmad, how this game really started to turn on one play when Maxwell took the ball away on 4th down, and 4 plays later they went with the go-ahead touchdown.
That's the way you want your team to play, where both sides help the other. The defense gets the ball, gives it back to the offense, and the offense does something with it. And I think the big point for Seattle is that their defense is starting to play all of a sudden.
Yeah, the whole thing's looking pretty good right now as they're set to go. First down and 10 at the 19-yard line. Seahawks finally ignite on offense. Their last 2 possessions as they challenge again. They lead 7-3. Ray gets time. He runs out of it. Throws on the run, but it's a little too much. Lewis Clark, who caught the touchdown pass, almost had the ball at the 7-yard line.
David Krieg never ceases to keep looking for a receiver. Even though he was scrambling here, he had a little pressure on him. Watch him here. Drops back. He's looking down the field right now. He feels the pressure on his right-hand side, steps up into the pocket, and he's still looking to find somebody to throw the ball to. That's the kind of quarterback that makes something happen. You know, you're always alive. The receivers got to always keep trying to get open because they don't know when that ball's coming out.
Free agent who's been a two-time Pro Bowl player, and he's one of the top-rated passers in NFL history. He's in the top 5. He is second down and 10 rising now. Pass blocking is good. There's another throw, and it's played in. Robert Tyler. That was as good as it can get for Tyler. It had 6 written all over it, but he couldn't hold the ball.
Chuck Knox said his concern was he needs somebody to make big plays. That was an opportunity to make a big play. This was a very catchable ball. You see Krieg he's looking at him the entire way, drops his ball right to him, and it's right off of his hands. You have to make that play. Yeah, slapping your hands after the ball's gone away does nothing. Absolutely nothing. You got to make the play.
I tell you, he's made the team and has done well, but those kind of drops in the preseason get rookies cut. Dropping touchdown passes. Now it's third down and 10. Krieg stands in. He's going to run. Throw on the run. He's got a man open for a touchdown. Paul Scanzi, scooting around in the secondary of New England, all of a sudden is left uncovered. Krieg was ready to tuck the ball and try to run, and then bang, he caught Scanzi off at the side of the end zone and hits him for a 19-yard scoring pass.
I just mentioned earlier that David Krieg never stops looking for a receiver. Here you see him. He's starting to feel a little pressure. He's looking on the right side, looking down the field. Can't find anybody. He starts to scramble, and now all of a sudden it gives the receiver much more time to work. And Scanzi says, thank you very much.
And that was David Krieg's 6th touchdown pass of the season, his 3rd to Paul Scanzi, who's in for one of the great ones. Of course, Steve Largent on the inactive list with an elbow fracture. He'll be back for the October 29th game with San Diego. But Scanzi doing a good job in his absence, gets the scoring play. And now the boos start to cascade down on the Patriots here in their home ball yard as the underdog Seahawks have taken a 14-3 lead.
Well, they can't be booing Tony Eason because he's not on the field.
Oh.
Yes.
I think the boos are on the defense. Scanzi did a great job. It was a fire drill. Play had broken down. Krieg was on the run, and Scanzi found an open spot. As we again look at the scoreboard on Sunday number 3. 1:43 left to go in the first half here at Foxborough. New England came into this game with a 1-1 record. They were up 21-0 on the Jets in their opening game, fell behind 24-21, and came back to win by 3. Last week they were never in the game, losing 24-10 to the Dolphins.
When you have a scrambling quarterback and you're a wide receiver on the team, you know that you always have an extra chance to get open because the play is never dead. You can be on the back side of the route and still the guy may scramble around and all of a sudden you're on the front side of the route. That's what happened there. Scanzi was just running a route on the back side of the route. He wasn't supposed to be in the play at all.
He ended up in the end zone with the ball. Now the kickoff to Sammy Martin. Running it back for the Patriots. He cuts to the outside. It's not done as he crosses the 30. Free ball. Seahawks have it. So the Seahawks special teams comes up with the ball. Melvin Jenkins, number 24, comes up with the ball. And Seattle's in position to score again, possibly before the half. 1:34 to play in the first half, and Raymond Berry's Patriots with another Sunday of problems.
This is a great run here by Sammy Martin. Hurdles one man, starts going up the field now, but now you got to tuck that ball. Because if you watch films, you know that the Seahawks are going to be trying to hit the ball. Rufus Porter comes right over, knocks the ball away. And that's not a surprise.
Rufus Porter knocked it free, and Melvin Jenkins picked it up. So it's first down and 10 now for Seattle at the 35-yard line of New England. Williams gets upfield inside the 30, inside the 25. He's down to the 20. A gain of almost 15 yards on the run and a first down. As all of a sudden, that turnover earlier when Maxwell took the ball away from a Patriot on 4th down has really turned this game entirely around.
John L. Williams is starting to roll.
That's what Dave Krieg said. He wanted to get him in the offense, get that running game going, because it sets up the passing game, and Krieg has thrown for 2 touchdowns.
Johnny was such an unassuming guy off the field. I was down there talking to him before the game started. I said, well, John, you got to get involved. And he said, hey, just give me the ball. That's all I want is give me the ball.
We'll be going to NFL Live at halftime and a profile on Seahawk rookie Derek Fenner, a running back out of North Carolina, who made the team with some excellent play in the summer.
We're interested in a couple of free tickets to the next Patriots home game here at Sullivan.
A unique life story for Derek Fenner. 1:19 left to play in the first half.
You can register for free tickets to all Patriots home
That
games.
run by John L. Williams, Ahmad, apparently was the longest of the season, according to our stats man, Bill George.
14 yards. They could do it one longer than that.
That's right. Well, that's the best they've had. Krieg throws, open man. He gets it inside to Lewis Clark, and he's going to be taken down at the 10-yard line. Game clock you see running in the lower right-hand corner, and now Krieg wants a timeout and gets one with 1:06. No, he does not call the timeout. Clock still running.
A lot of times when you don't take a timeout in this situation, you get the defense all confused. I think it's better to not, when you call a timeout, they get a chance to regroup. By keep coming at them, you get a chance to keep that pressure on them all the time.
And they're keeping it on. They're in another huddle quickly. Krieg takes a look, throws into the end zone. Incomplete. That'll stop the clock, as you see, with 41 seconds to play in the half. He was going to Lewis Clark, who caught the first touchdown pass of the day. Scansy caught the second a short time ago. It's 14-3 Seattle, and the Seahawks banging on the Patriots end zone again.
Raymond Claiborne, number 26, was all over Lewis Clark on that play. He's seen that play so many times. Raymond Claiborne's been around for about 13 years, and he is a very, very good cornerback. He's been all pro a few years.
Interesting development. We're informed that Norm Johnson was shaken up trying to make a tackle on the kickoff. So Seattle's place kicker dinged at the moment. Here's a pass to John L. Williams. He's in for a touchdown. Splits 2 defenders. And John L. Williams gets it at the 2 and blasts into the end zone. And all of a sudden, with 20 unanswered points, the Seahawks have come from behind to take control of this game 20-3. 35 seconds to play in the half.
John L. Williams, when he gets the ball anywhere, he puts pressure. I tell you who's tired of seeing John L. Williams. Number 23, Rod McSwain, and 22, Eric Coleman. They would much better start seeing some of those little defensive back, but you get that ball to Williams, and he knows where that pay dirt is. He said, just give me the ball. That's what they're doing.
He doesn't. You don't hit him. He hits you. John L. Williams now. Johnson all right to try the point after, as the Seahawks look for their 21st point of the afternoon with 35 seconds to play in the first half. Now they're apparently might have a review from upstairs to see if he did crack the plane. It appeared he did.
Walter Payton used to talk about dying hard. Let me tell you what dying hard means. You see him get the ball. Now he sees those 2 people. He knows he's going to get hit, so he hits them.
Touchdown. Go ahead. He split 3 guys. So the call goes, it is indeed a touchdown on a 10-yard reception by John L. Williams, the most valuable Seahawk from a season ago. And Norm Johnson's out to try to put up a 21st point for Seattle, which he does. And it's a 21-3 game. The Seahawks in the lead over the hometown Patriots. And it's going to be interesting, Ahmad, to see, with only 3 points offense in the first half, if Raymond Berry doesn't think about changing pitchers in the second half and go to Doug Flutie.
Well, sooner or later, they're going to have to do something to get this offense going, because being the ball control offense that they are and trailing now 21-3, it throws them totally out of rhythm. They got to do something. They got to start throwing the ball down the field, and that plays right into the hands of what the Seahawks wanted them to do. They didn't want to have to be on the field and battle for those long drives, 60, 70 yards, and have their guys all beat down. If they could force the New England Patriots into a passing situation, they figured they had a chance to pick off a few of Eason's balls.
I bought season tickets for this, said one side.
This is the only stadium that I've ever played in that when the fans yell stuff at you, when you turn around and look at them, they don't hide. They go, yeah, I said it. I'm the one right here. David Krieg having a whale of a day. today. 3 touchdown passes in the second quarter. Doug Flutie.
I just have a feeling now we're going to see Flutie. We talked about the quarterback controversy. Eason is the coach's choice. Grogan is the player's choice. Flutie is the people's choice. As the long kickoff is hit downfield, and Sammy Martin won't bring that back with 35 seconds to go in the first half. So the Patriots will try again into the wind from their 20, down 21-3. Eason coming back out, and he's hearing it. It wasn't Tony Eason who gave up 21 points. He's only scored 3.
But Doug Flutie says that some of this stuff really embarrasses him because that group right behind the fence in the entire building. And so sometimes he said he cringes when he hears the things that they say. I said, Doug, you sure those aren't relatives back there?
They might as well be. He's got more fans up here than any player the Patriots have ever had since his heroic days at Boston College. Here's a throw and a catch. Over the middle, the ball goes to Robert Perryman. 11-yard gain, but the Patriots need much more than that as you see the game clock now stopped with 24 seconds to play in the first half. Eason was one of those quarterbacks who was a product of the draft of 1983. When so many great ones came out like Marino, Elway, Jim Kelly. He set NCAA or Big Ten passing records and some NCAA records as a collegiate at Illinois. Has had an injury-marred career. He missed virtually all of last season with a shoulder and elbow problem. Has come back this year. Consistency's been his problem. He can make big plays, but he has not done it on a regular basis. Patriots carry 4 quarterbacks. They declared Mark Wilson inactive today, but some weeks he will be active, and in one game they did have all 4 active.
What a tough spot for Eason. But he's not having a bad day. 8 for 14, 63 yards. I guarantee he's going to put it up a lot more as this game goes on because they're behind.
Out pattern goes. They stop the clock. Eric Sievers, the veteran tight end, used much of the time as an H-back, as a blocking tight end from a backfield position. Swings out. He stops the clock with 19 seconds left.
This is just a little drag pattern of the tight end because everybody is running way downfield. They don't want to give up the long ball, so it creates a lot of room underneath. Eric Sievers runs a little down and out and catches the ball as he goes out of bounds.
2nd down and 4 for the first down with only 19 seconds to play in the half. They need the big play. Eason looking downfield. He's in trouble. He'll throw it. Didn't have time, and he loses the ball as Joe Nash smashes him down. He's not quick of foot, Tony Eason. That was quite evident there. Now they're cheering Eason getting hammered.
There's nobody open on this play. You see Eason taking a snap, backing up. He's looking for a receiver. He needs to go down the field. He feels a little bit of pressure, comes out of the pocket. He's still looking to throw the ball down the field. Nobody open, and he just wasn't quick enough to get out of bounds. Takes that hit by Joe Nash and fumbles the ball out of bounds, much to this crowd. They aren't cheering anything that he does.
Just the 2nd quarterback sack of this season for the Seahawks. They've taken over this game, leading 21-3. Now they go to the run. That gets an ovation from the Patriot fans, a derisive one. Jeff Bryant makes the tackle. Now Seattle wants a timeout as 4th down is coming up. And the Patriots have to punt the ball. They want a chance at running it back, maybe trying a long field goal. They'd be hard-pressed to get a playoff and then a field goal attempt in 3 seconds.
Certainly, but Chuck Knox, he challenged his team today. I mean, he wants to know who's the player and who's not the player, because if you're not going to play, you're not going to be around here very often.
I think they're definitely at that point. We're going to start packing people.
I think all the guys understood it, too. I talked to Chuck. Chuck said, you understand what fair warning is?
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, I know it's not an idle threat coming from him. He's been around a while.
That's true. You play Chuck Knox kind of football or you don't play at all in Seattle.
The Patriots aren't even going to put their punter in. They're just going to run the clock out. 3 seconds left to go in the first half. It's a 21-3 game. Seattle's in the lead after trailing 3-0. They came back to score 21 unanswered points. Dave Krieg with 3 touchdown passes in the second quarter. The first to Lewis Clark, then he hit Paul Scanzi, then John L. Williams. Final play of the half. Eason's going to let it go long. And it's allowed out. Incomplete, and the first half ends. So that'll do it as the Patriots leave the field, roundly booed by their partisans here in Foxborough. And the Seahawks, who led in this game for the first time in any game this. Sammy Martin is back deep for New England, and there is the high spinning kick into the New England fall air. Martin sprints across the 15, turns it at the 20. He's not done till he gets out close to the 30-yard line. A big play player from LSU, Sammy Martin, slamming the ball down, thought he could have gotten more.
Joining us today is the honorary Pizza Hut.
Paul Moyer was down to make the play on special teams.
For his efforts today, he received 4 tips to the
I guess when you hear that booing, you know that Tony Eason is making his way into the New England huddle. Throw a touchdown pass, I think he can quiet down some of that.
They need one. They've not been close to the end zone since that field goal from 36 yards out to open the scoring today. Patriots open up, going to the power game off the left side. Dave Wyman makes the tackle, inside linebacker number 92 for Seattle. Ahmad, you've been talking about, quarterbacks that lead. Some quarterbacks have great ability, but there's just some spark missing in their personal chemistry with their team. And that's what people in New England cite, that Eason is just not a guy that gets his team excited.
Because Tony is such a low-key type of a person, but his play has not been that bad. I think the major problem here is that they have Doug Flutie on the bench. And as you mentioned earlier, he's the most popular player in the area.
Eason gets time, runs out of it, and Tony Eason is swept under at the 28-yard line. Rufus Porter broke down the pass blocking, and number 97 gets Tony Eason. As the Flutie placards are high.
Another look of Eason making the run off right tackle. Now he's looking downfield trying to find somebody to throw to. And it appears that he has time to get rid of the ball, but obviously there's nobody open.
Doug Flutie standing by his head coach, Raymond Berry, as Tony Eason sets up in the shotgun on 3rd down and 10. Over the middle he goes to Robert Perryman. It'll be about 3 yards short of a first down. So the Patriots' first drive of the second half comes up empty. They have to punt the ball. SB Glasgow, an extra defensive back, comes in. And number 22 from the University of Washington made the stop short of the first down.
SB Glasgow, not only a fine cover man, but he really is a big hitter. When you run a route like this, like Perryman's route, you got to try to catch the ball with enough room to get the first down. It doesn't help to catch the ball and you come up 2 yards short of the first down. The trick is to run the route so that if you do catch the ball, you get a first down.
He was just 2 yards short of it where he turned in. So on 4th down, the punt is hit downfield by Jeff Feagles. James Jefferson comes up, lets the ball bounce, and the Seahawks will get relatively good field position to open their first drive. The punt from scrimmage just 14 yards. That won't do it.
No, I talked to Edwin Bailey before the game. I said, Edwin, was there a lot of talk going on in the locker room before you guys came out here? He said, I had to go around and remind all these players that our attitude needs to be like a lot of radio stations. Less talk, more music.
Guy running around the Doug Flutie sign.
2 guys down there running around. I better be glad Mike Curtis isn't down in the field. Because he would have leveled one of them guys.
What are you saying? Flutie was telling you how to put yourself in if people are yelling at Flutie?
He said they're yelling from behind him and said, Doug, put yourself in, we'll support you. Where is Mike Curtis when you need him?
These people are on the field with Flutie banners, and the security's doing nothing to oust them.
I think they're Flutie
I think they're wise in doing that. I think you have more people now. Here come the security. Got a police dog over there, 4 officers. straight ahead, gets it out to the 44-yard line. At halftime, I saw the Seahawks general manager, Tom Flores. He said this John L. Williams makes big plays. He said he lulls him to sleep. It doesn't look like he's going to get a lot, and bang, he splits him.
He's got such great body lean. He's always going forward, and he's such a powerful runner that he's always going to get positive yards, which makes Tom Flores smile when he's not eating a hot dog.
A longtime Raider coach, a man who coached the Raiders to 2 Super Bowl championships. Motion in the line, and the play is whistled dead. Greg does. Oh, fortunately, Johnny Rembert heard the whistles.
David Krieg, a very smart quarterback, didn't want to take a hit uselessly.
Travis McNeil might have jumped.
I like that line by Edwin Bailey. Less talk, more music.
That's it. Travis McNeil, one of 2 first-year tight ends they have on the Seahawk team. He'll be playing more. Robert Tyler dropped the sure touchdown pass earlier. Seattle having problems with penalties this year. They're among the leaders. Team that had the worst start. The Steelers led the league, but there were years when the Raiders were the best team in the NFL, won Super Bowls, and led the league in penalties. Second down and 9 arises now for Seattle at the 39-yard line. Krieg lets it go long. It'll be incomplete. As he was looking for Lewis Clark to turn out. Big rush. Rembert came on a blitz. Got a piece of Dave Krieg.
Lewis Clark being a young receiver, you got to feel when that blitz comes in, and you got to cut that route off short. You see Rembert coming in on the blitz, and right now the receiver has to feel like there's pressure, there's extra added pressure. You got to turn the route out right away.
You got 2 backs held in for maximum protection. Neither one got any part of Rembert. Nobody laid a glove on him as he got a clean shot at the QB. Krieg's up and all right, and now he has a 3rd down and 9. Seahawks lead the game 21-3. Krieg has hit 10 of 27 for 124 yards and 3 touchdowns. Over the middle, he's got his man, John L. Williams, running into the open field, and he crashes down to the 36-yard line. As the Seahawks, if they can take it in here, might be putting on the knockout punch in the 3rd quarter.
John L. Williams puts so much pressure on the defense from so many different ways. He's going to be coming up on the left-hand side of your screen. Just a little drag route underneath all the coverage. Catches this ball. Now he starts to go north and south. He has such excellent hands that if you put the ball anywhere around him, he's able to reach back without turning his entire body and snatching that ball with his hands and keep running.
I'll tell you, he doesn't lose it either. Did not fumble in '88 when he was the Seahawks' most valuable player. Here's a swing pass. John L. Williams again. Williams breaks another tackle. These DBs him out. They don't want any part of him.
No, I tell you, this Rod McSwain has seen way too much of John L. Williams today. And John, he told me before the game, here's McSwain saying, man, somebody else try to tackle this man or give me some help or something. John L. Williams blocking there on the end. Now he releases underneath. Little pass from Krieg and turns it upfield. Here comes McSwain saying, oh my gosh, I got to do this again. See, he's trying to tackle him on the shoe tops.
McSwain has been decked about 5 different times trying to tackle John L. Williams, who keeps going to that side. First down, here's Kurt Warner with a John L. just blasted out a linebacker. It clears some room for Warner to run. Kenneth Sims, number 77, made the stop for New England, who's never lived up to his full potential. He was the #1 player picked in the entire NFL in 1982 when he came out of the University of Texas. Number 77 on the Patriots, Kenneth Sims.
Krieg told us that last week in the game, they felt like they had to score every time they had the ball just to stay in the game. This week, it's a little bit different. They can stay within their offense, and they're very effective.
They've really been effective since that turnover. Second down and 5. John L. Williams. He's taking on Patriots, and Patriots are losing as John L. Williams drives for a Seahawk first down to the 11-yard line. And all of a sudden, the defending AFC Western champions are looking like champions. Buffalo with a 10-point lead over favored Houston at halftime. The unbeaten Niners and the unbeaten Eagles in a 2-point game at Philadelphia. The Steelers, a big underdog, who've given up 92 points in losing their first 2 games, leading the favored Vikings. Bears en route to their 3rd straight win, it would appear. Giants in command of unbeaten Phoenix. First down and 10 again, Seattle. Kurt Warner on a slant drives to the 8-yard line.
What a difference a little defense makes. This Seattle team, I talked to Chick Harris, and Chick says he's the offensive backfield coach. He says, I can't get a feel for this team. I don't know what kind of personality they have, but we'll find out today. We're 0-2, and we'll find out just what kind of team we have.
Well, he's got to be liking what he's finding out here. This team was really very serious to a man. They knew it was on the line today. After 2 games, they were 2 games behind Denver in the AFC West. Danger of falling out of it. As Williams dives to the 5 on a 2nd down and 7 play. He got about 3, and of course, many of you will be seeing Denver and the LA Raiders as part of an NBC Sports doubleheader today. Coach Chuck Knox in his 7th year at Seattle. His 17th year as a head coach in the NFL.
And he's smiling because he sees some of that Chuck Knox football out there. He likes it when they just come up there and pound it right at him.
Some of you will see the Jets play the Dolphins at Miami. Most will see the Raiders versus the Broncos at Denver as part of the NBC Sports doubleheader today. We have 8 minutes and 32 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter here at Foxborough. The clock is stopped with the Seahawks driving and the Seahawks in the lead as they were at the half, 21-3.
When I talked about body lean, if you watched that last run by John L. Williams, he was stopped for no gain and he ended up getting 3 yards. Any other back, that would have been the end of the play.
He is a tremendous player. Excellent hands, power runner, speed to break him long. Every down is like his last.
It reminds me of Hewitt Dixon, who used to play for the Raiders.
Here's a throw. John L. can't handle that one, and he takes a hard hit from Jim Bowman, the strong safety who's starting today for one of the injured Patriot defenders, Roland James.
This ball was thrown just a little bit behind John L. Williams. John L. Williams, you see right there on the left part of your screen, just sneaks up the middle and runs a little out ball. Craig throws the ball a little bit behind him. He gets caught on the shoulder pad, and Bowman tries to go and repay John L. Williams for putting all that hurt on his defense.
That was on a 3rd and 4 play, so on 4th down, field goal kicker Norm Johnson comes out. The hold will be at the 13-yard line. 23-yard attempt straight away. And Johnson spins it up and through. And the Seahawks have now scored 24 unanswered points to lead the game 24-3. With Ahmad Rashad, this is Don Criqui at Foxborough. Norm Johnson has just hit a 23-yard field goal for Seattle. He is kicking it off now, a high spinner that'll carry short. Coming down with the ball is Rodney Rice, a rookie who crosses the 15-yard line and is taken down at the 20. There it will be, 1st down and 10 for the New England Patriots as out comes Eason once again, Ahmad.
Well, they certainly have to do something right away. It's a shame to have receivers like Stanley Morgan, Irvin Pryor, Cedric Jones, and not be able to go downfield with the ball. Because they certainly, if you can get that ball down there to them, they got a chance of making some big plays. And they need some big plays right now to get back in this game. These little runs off tackle are not going to help them at all.
No question. He's got to hit the downfield throws. They're going to boo if he hands off here, but that's what you normally do on 1st down. He's going to put it up. Here comes the rush. He stands in, makes the connection. Good for a gain of about 6 yards out to the 26-yard line. Dave Wyman came up and hit Eric Sievers. Wyman, a big linebacker from Stanford. He's been a terrific player, 2nd-round draft choice.
And here you see Eason, he'll drop back, and because of that speed, I've mentioned it so many times before, because of that speed on the outside, it opens up the routes underneath. He's able to hit Sievers with a little crossing pattern. But at some time, you got to hit those crossing patterns and then go take that baby down the field.
That time he took it ahead for 7 yards only. 2nd down and 3. One back offense, and the one back gets it. Right ahead carrying the ball is Robert Perryman, the big back from Michigan, a 235-pound fullback. And he's ahead for a New England 1st down.
First down for the Patriots.
We're still in the third quarter, but in a sense, Ahmad, time is becoming a factor. We're down to 6:50 in running, and the Patriots have a lot of ground to make up that you're not going to make by driving 80 yards. You're not going to get the chance to do it.
Exactly right, Don. And right now they seem to be staying within their game plan of just trying to run that ball, taking a little short passes. But in order to get back in this game, they got to come out of that.
The Seattle defense was taken apart last week by Hogaboom and the Cardinals. They have really tightened up. Here's an open receiver. It is Seaver, the H-back, and he's knocked down at the 42-yard line. He was going for the sideline. Even in the third quarter, using all the time or saving as much as he can. That was good for a 23-yard gain.
I think that Tony Eason is listening to us, because this is a nice route. You see Seaver's release inside. He's right in that seam there. He just wants to stay there, and Eason puts the ball right on him, and Seaver does a fine job running afterwards.
Patrick Hunter was on the tackle. Patrick Hunter and Dwayne Harper at the corners. Eugene Robinson and Nezzy Glasgow the safeties. As the Patriots go to three wideouts. Here's the throw up the middle again. They go to receivers. Again, the Seahawks took away the wide receivers. There was nobody to go to wideout. So he had to dump it over the middle, but it's good for a gain on first down of about 7.
Don, you mentioned last week Phoenix just taking advantage of Seattle's defense. Well, this week, those people that were taken advantage of are no longer playing. Melvin Jenkins, the right cornerback, is now no longer starting. Johnny Johnson is not starting also. There you see Severs. He's pushing that linebacker out. Just turns around, just a little stop pattern. You don't have to be wide open as a tight end. You just got to just present yourself to the quarterback. So Seattle has made some changes.
Eason's thrown it a lot.
13 for 20, 107 yards. He's not playing badly.
But has not hit the big throw, which he's looking for. Here's a marker down at the line of scrimmage. He keeps signing one of his tight ends, Eric Severs, a former San Diego Charger and later a Los Angeles Ram. He came in here as a Plan B free agent. Had a good day against the Dolphins. If anybody did, he caught 8 balls all like that, right over the middle.
Illegal formation. Tackle uncovered on the end of the line. Second down.
Legal motion brings the play back. So will now be second down and 9.
Irving Fryer very much concerned about his use in this offense. You got a guy like that, you got to find a way to get the ball to him. I'd just as soon throw him that little short ball and let him run with it.
He's a lightning when he gets it. He can take it. He can turn the 5-yard reception into a touchdown reception. Eason now looks back, makes a throw. Stanley Morgan got a good block on the play, but nobody caught the ball to block for him.
Tony Eason was looking for Irving Fryer down the right side that time, and got a little bit of pressure, rolled out of the pressure, then tried to throw it back to Cedric Jones. He missed Cedric Jones and hit Stanley Morgan right in the back.
4 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Steelers continue to lead the Minnesota Vikings. Steelers looking for their first win. Third down, a long 8 coming up, almost 9. Here's a throw and an interception. Coming up with the ball and running it back across the 40-yard line. Not done till he gets across midfield with one of the big plays of the day. Was Dwayne Harper, number 29. 25-yard return.
That interception was certainly not Tony Eason's fault.
Wait a minute, Ahmad. There's a marker down. We'll see if the play comes back.
Illegal block, number 97, on the
Might have been after the
return,
interception.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. The intercepting team keeps the ball. First and 10.
An illegal block on the return. Seattle keeps the ball. But a ball like that, you always coach, if you're going to miss the ball, knock it down. Don't knock it up. Every time you knock it up, it turns into an interception, and that's exactly what happened.
The return is called back, but the Seahawks have the ball.
Here you see Eric Severs running this route. Stanley Morgan will run a deeper route. and Eric Severs gets his hand on the ball. If you watch, it's just a little bit of he tips it one way, then all of a sudden Morgan tips it up in the air, and it's Dwayne Harper picks it off and takes it back the other way.
Now we go to live action, and John L. Williams cuts back, takes on tacklers on a first down play. He gets 2 tough yards. Ed Reynolds puts a head-on hit, number 95.
Most backs would have gotten no yardage out of that. John L. Williams is able to reset, takes the ball out there, resets, and takes it another way.
Turnovers have been a big part of this game, and they've all gone one way.
Seattle for the first time with no turnovers, New England having 3. And all 3 of them have have turned into, or at least 2 of them have turned into positive points for Seattle.
Big one was the first one. Maxwell took the ball away from Ducard in a 4th and 1 play, and shortly right after that, the Seahawks took the lead for the first time this season.
The New England Patriots think that Ed Reynolds took that ball away.
Patriots on offense have not been near the end zone, excepting the time they were down close enough to kick a field goal, a 36-yarder.
Ball will be at the 35-yard line where we go down at 6.
His forward progress had stopped before he dropped the ball. Once your forward progress stops, the play's over.
24-3 is the score. Seattle is in the lead. 2 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the third quarter. 3rd down and 6 comes up now for the Seahawks. Craig goes to the draw play and cuts down John L. Williams. Good defense. Rodney Rice, number 43, a rookie defensive back, made the play. They've got 3 good rookie defenders in the backfield: Rodney Rice, Maurice Hurst, and Eric Coleman. I think they're all going to be big-time players.
Great play by Rodney Rice. He just came straight down the line and got low on John L. Williams and made the play.
Patriots still so badly in need of a big play, and they've got an eye back to return the punt who can give you one. Irving Fryer. Ruben Rodriguez doing his job very well today for Seattle. It's a high spiral. Fryer will return it from his 25. Irving Fryer takes it across the 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Patriots. Out comes Eason, and the inept Patriot offense, at least inept so far today. 1:59 to go in the third quarter. The Patriots needing big plays and unable to get any. Have the ball now. 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Tony Eason continuing to throw a lot of short passes. He's only averaging 8 yards per pass. 13 for 22, 107 yards, and an interception.
3 turnovers by the Patriots, none by the Seahawks. Here's the throw. It is completed to Robert Perryman out of the backfield at the 42-yard line. A gain of close to 8 yards on the play. Paul Moyer, number 21, made a hard hit, but he held on.
He unloaded here on Perryman. Here you see Perryman, number 34, coming across the middle, and the ball and Moyer arrive at the same time.
Intercepted by Eugene Robinson. A penalty marker is down right after the interception, and Robinson is taken down on a absolute cannonball tackle by Paul Fairchild. So let's see if it was an interference call before the interception or an illegal block after the interception. The interception goes. It'll be the Patriots' 4th turnover this day.
They appear to be discussing the weather.
Yeah, going to get it right.
Pass interference. Defense. First down.
Receiver Jones here running his route. Now there's the pass interference right there. He puts his arm out and clips him on the hip a little bit. And anytime you touch those receivers as they're going for the ball, you're going to get a flag. You have to make a play on the ball as a defensive back, not on the player.
So instead of a turnover and an interception by Eugene Robinson of Seattle, it is instead a foul call against Dwayne Harper. An interception not that long ago, you remember. First down for the Patriots as they go to the quick draw. Bob Perryman takes it down to the 31-yard line. Very close to a first down. He'll be short of it. Tony Woods, an outside linebacker, made the stop. Jim Kelly just hit rookie Don Beebe on a 65-yard scoring play as Buffalo extends its lead to 17 over favored Houston. Penalty markers down all over as they finally get the ball to Irving Pryor. And Irving bails out at about the 27-yard line.
Irving also bailed out at the line of scrimmage. I think he's the one that was offside. He was a good 2-3 seconds before everybody else got going. It's nice to be in the parade. You don't want to be 2 blocks out front of it.
Irving Pryor out of the University of Nebraska. A controversial figure of sorts, but loved by his teammates.
Irving Pryor, you see him standing up there on the top of your screen, and he goes on ready, set, down, ready, set, and the other guy's going hut 1. I wonder if they still say down, ready, set. That may be Little League.
I know. That'd be a bad feeling when you're 2 steps downfield and you look back and you're the only one.
That's right.
Illegal motion on the
Fire's got to be antsy, though.
offside, on the defense, on the far side, penalties offset, second down.
A couple of guys went on down, ready, set. A couple of guys on that defense.
Jeff Bryant also went. Jacob Green, Joe Nash, Jeff Bryant across the defensive front of Seattle. Second down and 4. Eason lets it go long, and it's incomplete at the 18-yard line. I'll tell you, Ma, what you were saying earlier about the Seahawks having to attack the ball more when it's in the air is really coming into play today, because when that ball's up, that's what they're going for, and they've shut down the passing game, the long passing game.
A remarkable difference between this week and last week. Once this ball goes, they are really breaking on the ball. Eason a little bit upset. Wants a penalty or something. Wants some help from somewhere.
Third down and 4. Patriots have converted only 2 of 8 previous third downs. Here is a throw and an incomplete pass at the 31-yard line. No marker. 4th down arises. So it'll be a long field goal attempt if that in truth is what the Patriots elect to do. Probably not, because they're going into a wind. It's gusting 15 miles an hour. 46 seconds to play in the third quarter. Coach Raymond Berry looks like that when he's up 24-3.
Another one of those coaches you can't tell the score by looking at him.
And he's got him going for it. The wind prevents a long field goal try. So on 4th down and 4, Eason drops to throw. He throws and makes a connection to Stanley Morgan, who loses the ball, and the Seahawks have it. If it is a catch and a fumble, it's the Seahawks' ball. That's what it would appear to be, as Morgan caught the ball and made 2 strides before he was knocked free. Dwayne Harper having a big day.
Dwayne Harper he saw some great receivers last week in Green and J.T. Smith, and this week he was all ready for Stanley Morgan. Stanley running a break-in pattern, and just as he didn't get a chance to really put the ball away, and gets tagged, and there's the fumble.
So the clock is stopped on another New England turnover. They just have reversed the play. They called it an incomplete pass.
It certainly appeared that Stanley Morgan did not have control of that ball before he was hit. He was juggling it a little bit. He didn't even take 1 or 2 steps with it in his possession.
Here it is. We're going to watch it.
He sees Stanley Morgan, number 86. He breaks in now. Here comes the ball. Now he's bobbling it. He's bobbling it still. He still didn't have it.
Okay. Spoken by a former All-Pro receiver, so I'll accept that.
That's right. He should have had it. He took that lick. He said, you're going to get hit, you just catch the ball.
But it is still Seattle's ball because it was a 4th down play, you remember. They're just changing the yardage markers. Seattle took over the ball anyway.
They actually gained yardage on that play.
I think they did.
Put that in the playbook.
New England's having a bad day. It's like Patriots asked the waiter to check the bill, add it up, and he adds it up and charges him more. They just had some announcement here for Fan of the Year. They want you in 500 words or less to nominate a New England Patriots Fan of the Year. There's going to be some interesting letters coming in.
Recess the 30.
Now they're resetting the 30-second clock.
Fan of the year is that fan that got taken out of here with that dog at his heels.
That's right. He sacrificed a lot. Here's a handoff to John L. Williams on first down, and he's out to the 38-yard line.
That body lean of John L. Williams, and you see it every single time he runs the ball. You notice after he gets hit, he still gets a couple, 2-3 more yards. Constantly driving forward.
One of the things that could be helping the Seattle offense today, Steve Largent, their everybody's all-time receiver from a numbers standpoint, a future Hall of Famer, is out with the injury. He's in the booth with the offensive coaches. He's sitting up with quarterback coach Ken Meyer, and he might be taking a look at some things.
He told me that he didn't think his teammates would appreciate it if he came in at halftime with a beer in his hand saying, "You guys aren't hitting hard enough."
That's the end of the third quarter with the Seahawks still in the lead, 24-3. Second down and 4 coming up now for Seattle. Kurt Warner with the shifting move, changing directions, gets ahead for a Seahawk first down on the opening play of the fourth quarter. Big day in baseball as the pennant races start down the final week of the stretch run. The Yankees holding to a 2-0 lead over Baltimore. Toronto and Milwaukee are scoreless in the second. The outset of the day, Toronto held a 1-game lead over the Orioles in the American League East. Minnesota up on Oakland, but the A's with a commanding lead in the West. Kansas City leading Seattle. California up on Cleveland. Could be a lot of championship banners over Candlestick Park this year. One's there already. The Super Bowl winners, the 49ers, at home there, and the Giants conceivably could put a World Series leader up. National League play continues today also as John L. Williams is knocked down for a loss of about 4 yards on that carry. Raymond Claiborne, number 26, came up to make the play. Cubs possibly en route to a World Series victory. It could happen. They've not done it in 81 years. Cardinals lead the Phillies. Montreal over the Mets.
Not many people around that remember that last time they won the World Series.
Oh, there's not a lot of... I think they all get free series tickets if they get in. Both of them. Second down and 14 for Seattle. Dave Krieg stands in. Long ball, well thrown, but Lewis Clark can't quite get to it. Threw that into the wind. And the pennant races on the concluding weekend of regular season play are here on NBC Sports. For over 50 years, NBC Sports has covered this great game of baseball like no other, capturing the historic milestones and the touching moments, and bringing unforgettable pictures home into America's living rooms. Next Saturday, share some of those wonderful memories with NBC on a special half-hour edition of Major League Baseball Game of the Week. Then baseball's great pennant races come down to the wire as the Orioles go against the Blue Jays at Toronto, or the Cubs meet the Cardinals at St. Louis. It's the final weekend of the regular season next Saturday on NBC Sports. Now on third down and 14, Krieg steps in. He's cut down for a loss back to the 38-yard line. Gary Jeter, the designated pass rusher, former #1 pick of the New York Giants, later a Los Angeles Ram who signed in the offseason as a Plan B free agent.
Now you see Gary Jeter, number 99, coming right inside that tackle. And Gary said he's so comfortable on this team because he knows that his only job is to rush the passer. He's 34 years old, but he keeps himself in such great shape. He had 11.5 sacks last year.
Irving fires back deep now. Awaiting the punt of Ruben Rodriguez of the Seahawks. Seahawks lead 24-3. Knuckleball. Fire comes up on it, makes a running catch, and takes a running hit as he's knocked down at the 34-yard line. So there's a timeout on the field, and we'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
New England, they got to be awful worried. You can't lose guys like Lepet, Tippett, Bears, and then also Fryer.
Looking at his left knee, we're told, as the throw is complete by Tony Eason, straight ahead to Robert Cherryman. Good for a gain of almost 10 yards. Patriots go into a hurry-up offense now, even though 12.5 minutes remain in the game, but they're in a big hole. Down 24-3 to the Seahawks. Second and short. Eason throws it out. up to make the play was James Jefferson.
James Jefferson.
I'd like to see, and I'm sure these New England Patriots fans would like to see, Eason start throwing this ball down the field a little bit further. After a pretty good first half, Eason's only completed 3 passes to his wide receivers for 27 yards today. With those kind of wide receivers, I would think you got to get them involved.
He's trying. It's not working. Seattle's coverage has been good, and the pass rush is picked up. There's another ball. They're ruling it incomplete. Stephen Jones came up on the ball, but got it on the 1 hop. Now we're told that Irving Fryer's all right. Might have been a cramp, but he's okay. The offense comes off. There's a very important New England Patriot who's not playing today because of a bad ankle. The NFL's Rookie of the Year a season ago. John Stevens, a power runner, troubled by a bad ankle.
And that's a spot that the Seattle Seahawks like to see him in, over there on the sideline.
I thought he might be able to scare him just by getting in his suit, but he's not going to play. Some player. He's their answer to John L. Williams. Very much like him in his style of play. High punt. Downfield by Fiegels. Jefferson runs it back to the 25-yard line. With 12:02 to play in the ballgame. So Seattle's offense comes out again. Well, I think some of the Patriot faithful are losing hope.
Well, that scene you just saw was not a rush to the platforms, man. Those people are headed to the parking lot.
We're out of here. Krieg on a first down carry. Had no receiver, so he took it straight ahead for a gain of about 9 yards. There's Irving Fryer up and about and all set to go again when called on.
David Krieg here. Can't find anybody to throw it to and just sticks it under his arm and takes off going. Nice little slide there.
Brent Williams fell on him. Krieg with a very good day today. He was out 6 weeks last year with a shoulder injury when he came back down the stretch run of the season. He graded out as the second best quarterback in the NFL behind Montana. The Seahawks for their first divisional title. Seahawks go to power football. Warner with the carry.
Now for the Seahawks, they have to, even though they're leading this game by a wide margin, they still have to continue to do things positively. They can't slow down and relax. And I mean, as far as Chuck Knox is concerned, he wants these guys to start to pour on. You don't come off with 2 losses and they go, hey, we got 24 points up there on the board. We can relax now. Chuck Knox wants them to keep going, keep doing positive things. He said that it's nothing to do with what we're doing. We just got to do it better, and they've started to do that here in today's game.
Coach Knox and his Seahawks will be heading into the L.A. Coliseum next Sunday to go against the Los Angeles Raiders. Patriots go to Buffalo. Markers go down, as does John Williams as he gets to the 41-yard line on a first down carry. They'll come back. Illegal motion.
As a running back, there's a major difference between getting hit and hitting somebody else.
Now they're signaling it's against New England. Might have been Tim Goad, 72.
Offside. Defense. Nose guard. 5 yards. First down.
It was the nose guard, number 72, Tim Goad.
You see Tim Goad. Now, what if you watch John L. Williams?
He encroached.
I guess we won't see John L. Williams, but I'm sure we'll see him again because he's carrying the ball every other play.
10:15 to go. We'll probably see him another 10 times with the ball. The money back who's done a big job for Seattle. Now Krieg with a 1st and 5 play call. To John L. Williams. Rembert playing hard. Wrestles him down for a gain of only a yard. 9:50 to play in the game.
I asked some of the guys about Johnny Rembert. They say, well, he's shades of Andre Tippett. He brings that leadership ability to our defense. Gives us some stability. They need some of that stability on the offense.
Handoff goes goes to Kurt Warner as he tries to turn upfield. He's cut down on a 2nd down and 3 carry. And the gain is to the 44-yard line. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots and the National Football League is prohibited. This game is the property of the National Football League, of the Seattle Seahawks, and the New England Patriots, all rights reserved. Patriots might give up their rights to this one. Down 24-3 with 8:50 to go. They led after the first quarter, 3-0. And then the Seahawk offense exploded for three second quarter touchdown passes. Krieg looking downfield, makes a connection to Lewis Clark, who caught the first TD score of the game, and he's ahead for a first down. Now that's Tommy Kane, number 81, who made the reception. Eric Coleman defending on the play.
Tommy Kane, a speed merchant here. You see David Krieg looking for him all the way, puts the ball there, catches that ball with his hands, snatches it down, and keeps going.
Little known fact about Tommy Kane, who played at Syracuse. He was born in Montreal. He played on a Little League hockey team in Montreal with Mario Lemieux of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He was an outstanding center iceman, Kane. I said, how good was Lemieux? He said, real good. Krieg bootlegging, taking it himself. I know that's what you want your QB to do late in the game with a lead.
And Dave with a nice little move there. Well, up, down, left, right, and then runs right into the tackler. That is not his forte. You watch Krieg, gives him a hand, puts the ball up on his hip. That's why they call it the bootleg. Now watch this move. Fake up, fake sideways left, and then run right into the tackler.
Third carry for 30 yards. And importantly, from the Seahawks standpoint, he kept the clock moving. 7:55 to play. 24-3, Seattle in the lead. John L. Williams finds the going tougher now because the Patriots know Seattle's looking to run the ball and the clock. And the game plan is working in Seattle's favor now as they just power the ball and run the clock. Coming up next, an NBC doubleheader. Most of you will see the Raiders take on John Elway and the Broncos. What a rivalry that's been. 4 of the past 9 meetings between those two teams have gone into overtime. And 8 of the last 11 games between the Broncos and the Raiders have been decided by a field goal or less. Some viewers will see the Jets go against the Dolphins. Check local listings for the game in your area. See the game clock winding down to 7:05 to play. 3rd down and 8. Throwing a catch. Tommy Kane, he's got the first down and dives down to the 30. 4 new downs for the Seahawks, so they can run off a lot more clock. A 13-yard gain on the play. Legal man downfield. One of those tackles looking for the ball again.
Ineligible downfield on a forward pass, number 54. 10 yards.
Actually, the center was looking for the pass. Grant Fiesel.
I don't think there's a play in anybody's playbook with the center eligible. Usually when they tell you center, you only get to touch the ball when you snap it.
That's about the only thing wrong this offensive line's done today. I think that's forgivable when you're up 24-3.
As long as you win the game. When you win the game, the mistakes are so much smaller the next day in the meeting. You lose it, the next thing flares bigger than day, but they end up winning the football game, then those little things are overlooked.
It's a game of huge importance to Seattle. They could conceivably, if they'd lost today, end up today 3 games behind Denver with 3 gone by. Broncos are favored against the Raiders as Krieg winds up and throws an incomplete pass intended for Lewis Clark. So at 6:24 left to play in the game, the Seahawks will punt it back to New England. A year ago, it was the Patriots winning 13-7 on one of the most dramatic turns in temperature I've ever seen. On Saturday it was 75 and sunny. On Sunday there were 40 to 50 mile an hour winds with a chill factor down in the teens. We almost had Hugo come through here. He took a left somewhere, fortunately. Here's a high punt. Hit downfield by Rodriguez. And it carries into the end zone, and so the Patriots will get the ball, but a long field to go. 80 yards from the Seattle end zone. They'll have it first and 10 at their 20. Seahawks still in the lead, 24. Tony Eason, the incumbent, and Doug Flutie, the player that so many want to see in there. He can only lead with his cheers from the sidelines now, as Eason and the Patriot offense have been only once close to the end zone. They got a field goal to open the scoring. They haven't been close to points since then.
You hit it right on the head, Doug. Eason and the New England Patriot offense. This hasn't been all Eason's ball.
The team effort, or lack of one. Downfield throw is incomplete at the 39-yard line. That was their highly regarded #1 draft choice, number 88, who was hit by Jefferson, Hartley Dykes. You'll be hearing about him.
Hartley got that big league trot going back to the huddle, but it'd help if he could hold onto the ball running this route. It's a nice breaking route. This is a catchable ball right in the hands. Yes, Hartley, welcome to the NFL.
He didn't get popped like that at Oklahoma State. He is a player. Eason 15 for 30 for 126 yards. He's been intercepted once. Out pattern goes to Cedric Jones, who's out of bounds at the 30.
Talking to Harold Jackson, the receiver coach for the New England Patriots, he said that training camp really hurt Hartley Dykes because college routes and pro routes are so different. You have to be precise when you run a route. There's Harold Jackson, the former all-pro wide receiver for the Rams.
How many years did he play? 20?
He played a long time, and he gave defensive backs nightmares. One of the defensive backs he gave nightmares to was Rod Perry, who's now the defensive back coach on the Seattle Seahawks.
First down on that pass play. Eason looks again, running out of time. Runs into his own guy. Armstrong trying to block for him, and Eason is down at the 20. Now, while we have a moment, let's go to NFL Live in New York and Bob Costas. Bob?
All right, Don, the Patriots not the only home team having problems. In the house of pain, it's the Oilers feeling all the pain. Look at this catch and run by Andre Reed from Jim Kelly. 78-yard Buffalo touchdown. The Oilers had cut it to 3, but Buffalo opens it back up to 10, 34-24 in the fourth.
Thank you, Bob. And here's an incomplete pass by Eason with 5:42 to play. And what's left of this Patriot following is cheering in derision every time of Eason's inability to move the club. They just don't like Eason.
It looked like they didn't like Seavers either. I'm confused. They're cheering. See, this is New England. They cheer when the team does badly. That's not the way that's supposed to work.
It's supposed to be. I'm sure Eason's wondering that. But he's lived with it in his 6 years as a player here. Throwing a catch to Perryman. He's out to the 31-yard line, close to a first down.
And they booed.
Yeah, they don't even want anything to be successful.
Maybe they're happy they just packed up and went in the locker room.
This has turned completely the other way. Hall of Famer Raymond Berry has seen some strange things in his time. Right now he has a team that needs turning around. They rallied to win their opening game against the Jets. And lost to Miami. Were not in the game. Lost 24-10, but they scored on the final play of the game to make it 10. And today, after a 3-point lead, they were out of the game in the second quarter. Never been close to coming back in it since. Jeff Feagles ready to punt. James Jefferson is back now for Seattle. Tremendous punt. Downfield by Feagles. Out kicks the return man. And the ball is down at about the 11-yard line. So Seattle has the ball with 4:37 to play, and Seattle has a 24-3 lead. Bob updated you on the Bills' last scoring effort, a 78-yard touchdown play, Kelly to Andre Reed. Philadelphia holding to a 4-point lead over the 49ers. Pittsburgh has extended its lead over heavily favored Minnesota. Steelers got it turned around today. Chicago will be 3-0 at the end of the day. Detroit will be 0-3. Giants will be 3-0 at the end of the day. Phoenix on the way to its first loss. And the Dallas Cowboys under Jimmy Johnson have to get it fixed. It's not working right now.
Well, they've got a change in coaching staff, but as much as they changed, they've still remained the same. 0-3.
X's and O's remain the same guys that were 3-13 last year, except for Aikman. Hand off to Kurt Warner, who breaks it down the sideline. And Warner's going to be ahead for a first down carry. He stepped out of the 25. Still has that tremendous burst. Kurt Warner. Jim Bowman pushed him out.
Big morale booster for Kurt Warner. They've been questioning Kurt's ability to run hard in the past. He runs pretty hard on this one and shows he's still got that lateral ability. Dips into the line, takes it outside, outruns a few people down the sideline. Kurt Warner is a great football player. He's not your journeyman running back. This guy is the second leading rusher in the league in the last 3 years.
He's been over 4,000 yards over the last 4 years.
With a totally reconstructed knee.
Yeah. Missed a whole season. They knew he was a good one when they had him the first time he carried from scrimmage for Seattle. The Seattle fans certainly remember that back in '83. He went 60 yards from scrimmage. Sims and Vincent Brown were on the stop on that play for the Patriots.
Kurt Warner talked about his reps. That's George Dyer, the defensive line coach, talking to his defensive line, telling him, way to go, babe, just keep doing the same. But Kurt Warner talked about his reps. He needed to carry the ball a lot more. And now in a situation like this, maybe he'll get a chance to carry the ball, because you can't really get that sort of work in practice. You really need to do it under fire.
Here comes a running play now on 2nd down and 6. Kurt Warner slides off the tackle and out to the 32-yard line. Now a timeout is signaled for by the Patriots.
Kurt Warner with 54 yards rushing on the day. John L. Williams with 59 yards rushing on the day. This is a very good sign and a good opportunity for Kurt to get his vision back together. He said he had tunnel vision and wasn't looking, from tackle to tackle. He'd start looking from guard to guard. And now that he gets a chance to get these reps and run the ball a lot, I mean, that's when you start getting your timing back.
This game, though, told a big story for Seattle because they got it back together today. They looked like a big-time club once again. Defending champions of their division. It's a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. The Jets and the Dolphins will be playing at Miami. Some of you will see that. Most will be seeing the longtime rivals in the AFC West. The Raiders and the Broncos hook up at Mile High Stadium in Denver. 3rd down and 3. Rises for Dave Krieg and the Seattle Seahawks. He's ready to throw the ball. He's standing at his 27 from the shotgun. Now he takes it himself, and he gets a first down. Big play call by Dave Krieg.
Gutsy call. Those linemen, they love Dave Krieg, because he'll do whatever it takes. He'll run the ball, throw a block at somebody. He just, he's a gutsy quarterback. Here you see Dave Krieg, and he's just looking for a spot. This is a planned play all the way. As soon as he finds that spot, he takes off looking for that first down. And I understand that during the week last week, Kurt Warner gave a speech. Now, Kurt is a very quiet man. I guess on Tuesday or Wednesday, he gave the whole team a speech. And I said, geez, on the 3rd week of the season, you give a speech? You can't give 2. You can only give 1. So I guess they were at the crossroads. You can only make guys cry once with a speech.
You can't do that every week.
No.
Straight ahead carry. Kurt Warner on 1st down. Rockets ahead. Knocked down by Tim Jordan. But Warner piling up the yards. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. The producer of today's game, Terry Ewert. The director, Ted Nathanson. As we have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go.
We used to have a guy on our team that used to live give speeches, and we nicknamed him Filibuster.
I'll tell you one thing, Ahmad. If you want to fill this place, you start Flutie. They had 18,000 unsold seats for this game. Seats about 65. Announced crowd was 48 and change. The 2-minute warning is given, but this game in truth was decided long ago. The warning was given in the 2nd quarter when the Seahawks erupted for 21 straight points, and they're now in command 24-3. Seahawks line up now with 2nd down and 2 as they look to run out the clock. 2 minutes to play. Seattle en route to its first win of the year after losses to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Phoenix Cardinals. Now it's time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. And today's MVP is Dave Krieg, quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's game. Dave Krieg so far has thrown the ball 24 times, has completed 14 for 176 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's not been intercepted, and he's made some key runs from scrimmage. He's run the ball 3 times for 30 yards. Now he's waiting for the go sign so he can run out the clock.
Certainly Dave Krieg has been the catalyst here for this Seattle Seahawks offense, doing whatever it takes to get these guys fired up.
2nd and short. John L. Williams, who's had a big day. Certainly with some MVP votes for John L. Vincent Brown knocks him down, but Williams with another power run gets 4 new downs, and the New England Patriots are closer to their 2nd loss of the year.
We had to vote 5 times to come up with that MVP, Dave Krieg. John L. Williams is in the running every single time.
How do the Patriots get this fixed, Ahmad?
They've got to get it fixed in a hurry, whatever it is, because when you start losing things like this, all of a sudden morale goes down. Going into this game, I talked to the guys, and they said, you know, when we saw them in the summertime, they were talking about Super Bowl. I said, now you lost 3 players. You guys still thinking Super Bowl? They said, yes, we can still go to the Super Bowl. I think it's now time to stop talking about the Super Bowl and start talking about game-to-game improvement.
Not only were they talking about the Super Bowl, their coach, Raymond Berry, publicly stated that he told his owner, we're ready to go to the Super Bowl. If they are, they'll be in the stands at this point.
He has the opportunity to change his mind at this point because, I mean, maybe they do have that potential, but you got to start living up or playing up to it soon. "37 seconds left to go."
There's really some wild fans here that's holding up these signs to us. They're not happy folks at this point. Here is John L. turning it back upfield to stay in bounds as he's to the 45-yard line on a 2nd and 9 play. And that will about do it. Mission accomplished for the Seahawks. Coach Chuck Knox and his team came east 3,000 miles. Looking at this early as the season is as a must game, and they took it decisively. Raymond Berry's Patriots fall to 1-2. That's how the Seahawks stand. Raymond Berry, who can accept defeat. And Tony Eason goes off the field. I'm sure Tony wants to get out of there in a hurry.
I'm sure the fans that are left here are still booing him as he runs off the field.
Dave Krieg, our MVP, he led the way.